mountains here at Spielberg, it's time for qualifying on what will be the fastest laps of the season. Stand by for qualifying at the Austrian Grand Prix.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 25, my team career mode, and we're back at Austria again for the second race in a row. This time however, we are doing the circuit the right way round. This is the Austrian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the instalment from the last time we were here, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. I mean, it was a race to forget. You know, we had an issue in the pit stop after running relatively competitively, and then in the end our woes were compounded by an engine failure. But now we're here, it's the Austrian Grand Prix, and we're seeing what we can do for you. It's Q3, we've made it past Q1 and Q2, and I'm intending to get my season back on track. I want this win, but the first thing we can do is qualify and qualify well. So having made it into the top 10 and Antonelli showing some small improvement there, let's see where we can park the car. So far in sector 1, purple, brilliant, that is everything we want. Charging down the straight, using a bit of battery to help us. Clip that apex, but don't ride the curb, just clip it and beautifully hug that inside right kink. Now we've got the left-hander. Oh, it could have been a little bit tighter on the apex, but it's fine. We're going to clip that one, let the car run out wide, and that is feeling pretty good. We got two purple sectors. This is perhaps one of the strongest qualifying laps I have done on this game. Into the final corner. Verstappen sets a 1:02.5. Can we best that? I think we did. I think we took a 1:02.4, and it is pole position for the second time in a row.
With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow.
There's your confirmation. 1:02.492. Just under a tenth quicker than Max Verstappen. And a great position for the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship except the very first back in 1964. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Tsunoda, George Russell and Senna, Hakkinen, Antonelli, Behrman and Aiden Jackson, Piastri, Gasly, Lance Stroll and Hadjar, Albon, Sainz, Nico Hülkenberg and Zach O'Sullivan, Bortoleto, Lawson, Doohan and Paul Aaron rounds off the grid. And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello.
Another pole, but can we translate that into a win? Can we up Leclerc's pole to win conversion? We're on the grid. We've got 36 laps of this Grand Prix. What can we do from here? We are underway, and it's a decent start. We're going to cover Verstappen off. He's trying to go for the inside, but Verstappen no way through there. We've covered him around the outside and take the lead on this first of 36 laps around this circuit, and this is where we want to be. But Verstappen coming back at me. I've gone to the inside. Verstappen on the outside. Is he going to get through? No, we brake late there, and Tsunoda and Russell were having their own little scrap for fourth. And they're all backing up a bit, going up to turn 3. And Verstappen now coming back at me down the inside. Is he going to find a way through? The answer is yes, he is. Verstappen taking the lead on this first lap of this Austrian Grand Prix. I'm going out a bit deep there, but I want this place back. And we have managed to stay within the DRS of the Red Bull, which means we're going to have a run here. And we're setting that run up very nicely to go down the inside. Verstappen covers. To the outside we go. And I think we're going to make it through here. We have gone round the outside. And we take the lead back off of the Red Bull driver. And we're back into P1. And Lando Norris in P3 is just watching this happen. He hasn't had a taste of the action yet this season. And he wants a piece of it. Lap 3 of 36, and now Verstappen, is going to be the one with the run up to turn 3. I'm trying to save battery. Verstappen is through. No, he's not. We're just forcing our way up the inside. We're going to have DRS. Verstappen isn't, so he might end up vulnerable to Norris here. I'm staying on the inside. Verstappen not got the momentum to stop me, and we retake the lead. Lap 3, and this is an insane battle as we now head up towards turn 3 once again, and Verstappen getting that inside line, getting through, and this time just coming across to try and prevent me going up the outside and doing my usual move. But we're gonna now send it towards 4. Verstappen not leaving much room on the inside, but we use what room there is to retake the lead. Verstappen trying to make his way around the outside, but he ran out of track there. And speaking of running out of track, that's Liam Lawson pulling off to retire from this Grand Prix. Back with us now, lap 10 out of 36, and that's Lando Norris having a go. And my tyres are starting to feel a little bit second-hand, a little bit worse for wear. And I'm contemplating strategy here. Lando Norris going for the inside. Look at that momentum! Straight through there. We did back off to let us get the DRS up to turn 3, but Norris with that incredible run taking the lead, however brief, because we're going to switch to the outside. I wonder why Senna has a 10-second penalty. I have no idea, but Alex Albon now becomes the second casualty in this Austrian Grand Prix, and I am trying to hold on to the lead, but Lando Norris just getting past me there. And now we're going to try and use the DRS down this straight. That Mercedes is looking pretty mighty. Verstappen has made his pit stop, so Max is making an early stop there. I wonder, is that an undercut attempt, or is that a two-stop strategy attempt? We're moving over to the two-stop ourselves, and out of the pits we come. We're going to be just about ahead of Max Verstappen, which is where we need to be. But Lando Norris currently leading this Grand Prix. It's a very late call, but I just wasn't sure about the tyre wear, because we had a big jump from 50% at the beginning of lap 10 to 60s by lap 12. So that's why I decided to switch the strategy, because I didn't think that the mediums were going to go to lap 16. However, in hindsight, I do wish I'd just stuck it out and gone for the one-stop strategy. But at the moment, we've got some great pace, and we're overtaking a lot of one-stoppers quite easily here. We've just got past Ollie Behrman, and the more that we get past easier, the more that we're building a gap to Verstappen, which is what we want to be doing. And we've built up about 5.5 seconds. He's going to be pitting again. So too is Lando Norris, who's 7.4 behind. Actually, no, Norris will not be pitting again. So the only driver pitting again behind me is Max Verstappen. So we may even be off the podium here. This might have been a mistake. And again, I do wish I'd just stuck it out with the tyres, but I wasn't sure they'd last. Even if I had to back out a bit more and drop back from Norris, I don't know. Because in my mind, I was just trying to go for whatever I thought was best at the time. But in hindsight is a wonderful thing. We're now out in P6. We've got cars to overtake, but I'm on a fresh set of hard tyres to now go to the end with a nice little offset. So it's time to see what this baby can do. Let's open this car up and push like hell for the final 14 laps of this Austrian Grand Prix. Like I said, currently in P6 and needing to make our way forward. Moving up to 5th as Verstappen stops. We've quite comfortably, well, I was going to say quite comfortably, got the fastest lap of the race. but Verstappen just beat it. However, now we've got a nice run on Yuki Tsunoda. We have DRS, Max doesn't. Through, past Yuki Tsunoda we go, up into 4th place. Up next, just ahead, we've got Hakkinen and Russell. So, it shouldn't be too hard to get past. We have got a back marker in the middle of all that as well, which we managed to find our way through. We've caught Mika Hakkinen, and luckily for us, George Russell isn't too far ahead. So at the very least, we're still potentially going to hold on to second with the pace we have. Verstappen setting another fastest lap, but we're now getting ready to attack Mika Hakkinen for P3. This is going to be down the inside, although Hakkinen defends the inside. So to the outside we go, up into P3. Next up is George Russell. And the one thing that I'm taking from this race is, look, I'm beating my championship rivals here, okay? So it's not really so bad in the end, but with the one-stop strategy, if we'd have backed off a few seconds and maybe let Lando pull out a few seconds just to manage our tyres, could we have caught him by the end? I'm not overly convinced, I'm not overly sold, so I feel like regardless, maybe second could have been the best we could have done, as now we're attacking George Russell for that P2, and we are taking it round the outside, up into P2, ahead of George Russell, and now it's a case of how close can we get to Lando Norris. The answer is we're about 8 seconds behind, so we've gained another 2 seconds in that, but yeah, not the pole to win that we were hoping for, but we still beat our main championship rival Max Verstappen, and we're still pulling out a couple of points on him, so any gain is still a gain. Lando Norris takes his first win of the season for Mercedes, but for us, again, it's settling for P2. But we are keeping that consistency going, and that is a strong positive to take from this Grand Prix.
Fantastic reward. Well done.
Thank you. Grazie. Merci, Pat.
Here's the checkered flag. The fans rise to their feet. It's Lando Norris for victory.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, Crofty, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Lando has landed, and it's his first win of the season for Mercedes. They will be delighted with that performance. It's P2 for us and gaining a couple of points back in the World Championship. Max Verstappen, gets the final podium position, and unfortunately for him, that fastest lap isn't worth a point anymore. Hakkinen gets 4th with Russell 5th, Tsunoda, Gasly, Jackson, Piastri and Senna completing the top 10. And Senna's 10-second penalty was for ignoring yellow flags. So what does that mean for the championship? Well, it means that the gap is now up to 13 points on Max Verstappen and 24 on Ayrton Senna. So some good points gained there, and it's just given us a little bit of breathing space in the championship, but you can never get complacent because all it takes is one race and they're back on you, and we're still only half a race win ahead. So, though the gap has gone up by a couple of points, the tiny buffer we have, it could go away so fast. Russell is 4:42 behind. Lando Norris is up to 5th. Hakkinen now 6th. Piastri and Tsunoda 7th and 8th, with Jackson and Antonelli still struggling in P10. And we really need more from Kimi. I need some backup as his teammate. I need this backup from him, and I'm just not getting it. So it's frustrating. But thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. Please don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now, and enjoy the rest of your day.